It's a good day for a ride. Look, staying within your shell and being a homebody, in my opinion, is the biggest reason why a lot of people lose massive opportunities in life. So therefore, it is imperative to overcome this as early as possible if you don't want a life full of regret. Before I go on, please like the video if you appreciate content that delves into introvert quirks and introverted behaviors and how to overcome its negative aspects. Number 1, greet your neighbours. Now, I've said this in the past many a time, especially when I'm out recording walks in the morning. I make it a point to greet my neighbours. Good morning. This, for me, is the quickest way to come out of your shell in the sense of being able to speak to strangers, being able to speak to people who you don't know but also are typically also in their shell. The UK is quite introverted in general, and we tend to keep ourselves to ourselves. That may have its benefits, but sometimes it's too cold. You're seeing people every day in your neighborhood, but you're just walking past them with no acknowledgement of them. Greet the people in your neighborhood. You boost in your connection with people who you see on a regular basis, your neighbors, but you also train yourself to come out of your shell, speak to people. That is the quickest way, especially when it comes to being more open to talking to strangers. Number 2, leave the house every day. And I say this to the most introverted people who have adopted the moniker of being a homebody. Some people in this day and age don't even have to leave their house. With the advent of working from home, online shopping, online friends and forums, there's no reason to leave the home. So some people, I believe, are in a state whereby they can just exist at home 24/7. And I think the more you do this, the more you enter this weird condition where basically it becomes weird going outside. It becomes weird to be in the environment. It becomes weird being in the atmosphere, experiencing the weather, which is very, very unnatural. But the reality of leaving the house is that opportunities exist outside. Now, sure, we have the internet and we have decision makers, for example, online, but at the end of the day, human beings still appreciate human-to-human contact. Trust is elevated when you're face-to-face, when you're around people. Number 3, help people in need. And this is related to the first one, which is about neighbours. But for example, if you see an elderly neighbour in need, offer them help. A lot of introverts tend to keep things bottled in, and that often means the lack of expressing ourselves in the moment, where we would look back and reflect on the day and realize, hey, I would have done this differently, or I would have said this rather than just not saying anything at all. And again, this leads to not having regrets, which I think is a slow killer in life. So help people in need. If you see someone who looks lost, ask them, are you okay? Someone looks disorientated. What's up? Are you all right? Do you need any help? Unfortunately, especially in the big cities, like here in London, we've lost that. It's a very individualized environment, which again can make it seem like a cold-hearted place, which long-term won't do any good. Number 4, enhance your skill set. By skill set, I'm talking about anything really, from skills that can get you a job, from skills that can help you in your home. It can help you with, I don't know, furniture or drilling holes in the wall. With more knowledge comes confidence. And with that confidence, obviously, it's going to affect your self-esteem. Often, people with little skills and little experience are usually the ones who are very unconfident. And unfortunately, when people are unconfident, they are unable to seize the day and go out there and experience the world, experience life, which again leads to a lot of regret. So enhancing your skill set can come from Udemy, for example, literally any platform that has subjects that can be taught and that you can learn. For example, today I just read a random book. I didn't learn much in that book except for one thing. As there was one thing that I didn't know previously, I'm grateful because, that one thing enhanced my knowledge. It's something that I didn't know prior to reading that book. In a real world experience, that skill that you learn could lead you to a role, a job where your pay can rise, right? And again, money is associated with your confidence level as well. So I think it's very vital for introverts to be in a constant state of learning. Some people think of that as being a hamster on a wheel, but I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. I think in life, you should never stop learning. We have a bad habit of, once we leave education establishments, we stop learning. But I think people who understand the importance of constant learning, their quality of life drastically goes up versus the people who have neglected to study and use their brain. Number 5, get a motorbike. Now, I know a lot of you have a stigma against motorcycles. I know a lot of you think it's a death machine and that sooner or later you're either gonna have a bad accident or you're gonna die on a motorbike, right? But as you can see by my surroundings, the motorbike is a tool for freedom. The motorbike, especially for me, look, I'm a typical introvert, even though many of you might not see it, but I love the home. I don't need to be going out all the time. I don't, really gain anything from being so outgoing, but I still recognize that I would like to be outgoing because that's the world is outside. And I think that the typical introvert might dislike things like public transport. It might come across as uncomfortable, especially with elements of social anxiety. So a motorbike is a quick fix for that. And the motorbike, riding a bike, is a skill that not many people have, not many people can do. And so again, it enhances your confidence level. But most importantly, the motorbike gives you quick access to your environment. But obviously, this doesn't just have to be a motorbike. It could be any vehicle, really. It could be even a cycle, a bike. But I really do think that introverts need motion, movement. And without it, a lot of us become emotionally stagnant.